There is one question that keeps coming up every time SCS software shares something new, and honestly, I can understand why people are confused. It's about PlayStation and Xbox. More specifically, it's about the upcoming Bus or Coach DLC, and whether it will actually work on consoles when Euro Truck Simulator 2 finally arrives there. After SCS recently released the first gameplay preview of the new bus driving experience, the community was excited. People were happy to finally see coaches in action after years of waiting, but almost immediately the same questions started appearing everywhere. Will the bus DLC work on PlayStation? Will I be able to drive buses on Xbox? Will the bus DLC come included with the console version of ETS2? Well, the answer is both yes and no. So let me explain exactly what I mean, because once you understand how SCS builds their games, everything starts making sense. Before we continue, if you enjoy ETS2, ATS, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out and you won't miss future updates. Now, let's get into it. The first thing you need to understand is that bringing Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator to consoles is not a DLC. This is something many people are mixing up. ETS2 coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox isn't an expansion. It isn't additional content. It is the entire game being released on a completely different platform. Think about it this way. Right now, ETS2 exists on PC. When SCS releases it on PlayStation or Xbox, they aren't adding something to the PC version. They're taking the entire game and making it playable on another system. So the console release is the base game, not a DLC. Not an expansion. The whole game. Now this is where the Bus DLC becomes different. The Bus or Coach DLC is not a separate game. It's a module that exists inside Euro Truck Simulator 2, just like the Driving Academy. Driving Academy isn't its own game. You don't launch Driving Academy separately. You launch ETS2, and inside ETS2 you have access to Driving Academy. The same idea applies to the Bus DLC. It becomes another gameplay module inside ETS2. So without ETS2, there is no Bus DLC without the base game. The buses cannot exist. It's exactly like building a house. ETS2 is the house itself. The Bus DLC is simply another room added to that house. You can't buy the room without first having the house. So, let's answer the big question. Will you be able to play the Bus DLC on PlayStation and Xbox? Yes, absolutely, but only if you own the DLC. This is the part many people forget. When ETS2 launches on consoles, you'll most likely buy the base game first. Once you own the game, you'll be able to purchase additional DLCs just like PC players do today. That includes map expansions, paint jobs, cargo packs, and eventually the Bus or Coach DLC. So yes, if you buy the Bus DLC, you'll be able to play it. But here's the other side of the answer. If you don't buy it, then no, you won't have access to buses because it won't automatically come with the console version of ETS2. Buying ETS2 on PlayStation doesn't suddenly unlock every DLC SCS has ever made. Just like on PC. The DLCs remain optional, you decide which ones you want. Let's use another example. Imagine someone buys ETS2 on console, but doesn't purchase the Italy DLC. Can they drive in Italy? No, because they don't own that expansion. The exact same logic applies to the Bus DLC. If someone buys ETS2 but decides not to purchase the Coach DLC, then buses simply won't be available. It isn't because consoles can't run it, it's because the player doesn't own that particular expansion. So in the end, it really depends on you, and yes, it also depends on your wallet. If you decide to buy the module, you'll enjoy everything it offers. If you don't, you'll continue playing the trucking side of ETS2 exactly as before. Nothing changes. Now, another concern I've been seeing is about storage space. People are asking, if ETS2 already has so many DLCs, won't the game become too big for consoles? That's actually a fair question. Let's look at what ETS2 already includes. We have Going East, Scandinavia, Vive la France, Italia, Beyond the Baltic Sea, Road to the Black Sea, Iberia, West Balkans, Greece, Nordic Horizons, and more map expansions are still coming. Every one of those DLCs adds new roads, new cities, new companies, new scenery, new assets, and thousands of kilometers of additional driving. These are massive expansions, much larger than many full games released today. Now imagine adding another gameplay module on top of all that. Yes, naturally the game becomes bigger. That's completely normal. But this is where I think SCS Software is already thinking ahead. They know consoles have different hardware limitations compared to PCs. Storage matters, memory matters, performance matters. And because of that, I fully expect the console version to be optimized differently. We've already seen SCS spend years improving performance, rebuilding old assets, updating textures, and making the Prism engine more efficient. So I don't think they'll simply copy the PC version and hope for the best. I believe they'll optimize downloads, file sizes, and performance specifically for PlayStation and Xbox, whether that's through better compression, smarter installation methods, or platform-specific optimizations. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think SCS is ignoring that challenge. They're usually several steps ahead when it comes to long-term planning. Another thing worth remembering is that not everyone buys every DLC. Some players only own a few map expansions. Others own everything. So your installation size will also depend on what you decide to purchase. If you only own the base game and the bus DLC, your installation will obviously be smaller than someone who owns every single map expansion released over the last decade. That's another reason why I don't think storage will become as big of a problem as some people fear. So to summarize everything, ETS2 coming to PlayStation and Xbox is the release of the full game, not a DLC. The Bus or Coach DLC is an expansion that lives inside ETS2, just like Driving Academy. If you own ETS2 on console and purchase the Bus DLC, yes, you'll be able to play it. If you don't purchase the DLC, then no, buses won't be included automatically. It's really that simple. I hope this clears up some of the confusion because I've seen this question asked hundreds of times over the past few days. And honestly, it's a good question. A lot of people are excited about consoles, and it's great to see so much interest from the community. Now, I'd like to hear your thoughts. When ETS2 finally comes to PlayStation and Xbox, will you be buying the Bus DLC, or will you stick with trucking for a while before expanding your game? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. In the next video, we'll talk about another big topic that many people have been asking about. How will Road Trip actually work on consoles? I'll explain everything there.